Um,
Well, let me hop in really quick. So
yeah.
officially, welcome to the Angels for Alpha Strike Battletech Q&A. To introduce myself, I'm Javon Montague. I'm the co-conspirator, co-host for the event. Jesse is the primary conspirator and the planner of the event. And what we've built into the evening is that we're going to talk about one, the Battletech box set, the Alpha Strike Commanders Edition rulebook, talk about the event itself and what's going on for our charity. And the number one thing I want to mention is that we are doing this because we care about the local community, children in need, families in need. I would have done I would have done this years ago had I known about Angels Place in Menor, Louisiana. Basically, my dad, before he passed, worked with the Ronald McDonald House. He would be a janitor. He would be a family life coach. He would contribute out of his retirement time to help families in need in South San Antonio. So Jesse walking in and calling me up one day is like, "Hey, Javon, I got an idea." It just went hand in hand. So I'm glad I can be here helping out. Um, Instead of a 12-hour marathon, I broke it up into a marathon event with four separate scenarios. That way, we're still looking at the same faction. So the format that I made it more palatable, playable, and quick and easy access is that we are using one map that has two sides. It has a desert apocalypse burnout and it has a frozen tundra urban side. So what's going on is that we have King of Iron Mountain, which is House Marik versus House Liao. It's a three-tier, and I'll link my original promotional video of King of Iron Mountain to the chat later, but it'll be on my YouTube channel, Mecha Madness War Room. It has four score zones. The second tier of the mountain has three one-point zones, and the top of the mountain has a three-point score zone. No enemy forces can be within 3 inches of the objective to score. So imagine 80 mechs battling for four score zones. There's going to be a lot of wreckage real fast, especially on a small deployment zone. Second round will be End of the Road, Clan Ghost Bear cornering the Shadow Division Waterblade. So it'll be clans versus the Celestial Omni superpower monsters of our nightmares from the Jihad era of the Battletech universe. Third round will be Iron Fist versus Dragon's Claw, Steiner versus Kurita rematch. So if anybody that attended or watched the replay videos from the Turkey Battle Thanksgiving 2020, me and Harvey, aka the Law, who is the House of the Dragon himself, he's like the living embodiment of Bruce Lee, will be playing Kurita forces, and I will play the cold-hearted Iron Fist capitalist Steiner. Last battle of the event will be Ships in the Night, Cold War Blues, House Kurita versus House Marik. Why House Kurita versus House Marik? A lot of people are wondering why. House Kurita and House Marik, traditionally in the Battletech universe, never get into fights. They're too far away from each other. They might have a industrial espionage fight. They might have a special forces battle, but not these two galactic empires slugging it out. They're too far away. Like when you look at the Battletech universe map, House Marik is sandwiched between House Liao and House Steiner. And then if you fast forward 3052, it's sandwiched between the Federated Commonwealth, completely cut off from House Kurita. So there's no point in them fighting. And I figured it would be nice if they fought over a random Star League cache. That's the fourth scenario. So with that being said, those are the main scenarios. I wanted everyone to get in, all the major houses, and a clan battle or two. What do you think, Eric?
So we are doing a clan battle. I thought we were sticking strictly Innisphere.
I wanted to mix it up.
Okay.
The reason being is that if we were going to cycle through so many pieces, I didn't want to have any wear and tear on the stuff that was already coming off the table. Just have a fresh rotation.
Okay. I'm excited now. I'm even more excited about the game. Yeah, I've kind of you know, a lot of this idea has been mine, but Javon has definitely helped out and stepped up and said, "Hey, I got all these great ideas for Battletech Alpha Strike," and you know, so much as breaking it down to now we're doing, you know, again, I said we were doing one long game. Now it's basically going to be four mini, well, say four very long games. You know, they'll still be close to what, 3 hours each. I think it sounds great. Oh, that awesome, great. Um, thank you, Eric. So yeah, yes, we got some, you know, some really cool ideas, and Javon has definitely, you know, come to the table and said, "Hold on, I know BattleTech better than most. This is how we can do this." And yeah, my original idea was to use the standard BattleTech rules.
Yeah,
And
we
after
both
a
are
very
just
brief
about that.
discussion, it was that's not going to work. Let's do the Alpha Strike. I said, okay, I'm fine with that. Um, but for anyone that doesn't know what BattleTech is, you can see in Javon's background, BattleTech is giant robots battling it out in the 30, 55, 30, 70, you know, year. Um, Movies like RoboJocks or Pacific Rim, that thing right there,
Outplacement
giant,
product.
what, they're 2, 3 story tall robots
Yeah.
piloted by people with all kinds of weapons and armor just blowing the snot out of each other. They even had a short-lived BattleTech cartoon in the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, that seems about right. Early 90s.
Early
Um,
90s. Yeah, I was in high school.
yeah. Um, so you know, those are some good references. They also have a lot of other Japanese animes that are just all giant robots, you know, fighting it out. Um, and so the alpha with the Alpha Strike is simply a quick set, quick version of the rules. Um, you know, with traditional BattleTech, the one I grew up playing, and I'm sure the one Javon started with as well. It was one or two mechs versus one or two mechs, and the game lasted 2 or 3 hours just with those few pieces. Now with the Alpha Strike, it allows the game to go much quicker. If that's all you want to do is one or two pieces, you can play a game in what, 30 minutes, I think, 20, 30 minutes.
One on one,
Um,
yeah, you can wrap that up pretty quick.
um, but this allows you to play a lot more mechs on the field at one time and still play a relatively quick game. The carnage happens a lot quicker and it's a lot more brutal. You know, before in regular Battletech, you'd have 10, 12 rounds of combat. With this, most mechs don't last combat more than 2 or 3 rounds. Um, so it's a much faster, more brutal game, which is going to lend itself really well towards this event. And I'm really excited to see how much I know we're, you know, I put out that um, I made that suggestion saying, hey, let's get 300 mechs on the field at once. And Javon said, okay, we can do that. And I said, I was just kidding, but if you think we can do it, let's do it. So we're going to see how many mechs we can actually get to be deployed and stay deployed on the table at one time. Although I know we have orbital bombardments that are going to be taking out mechs more than, I don't know, 20 mechs at a time. Not to mention if people decide to bid on orbital bombardments, which are just blast from outer space to take out, you know, large section. Um, so that should be pretty fun. Pretty excited to see how that's going to work out.
Well, when you said 300 bucks on the table, I'm like, that would take too long an Alpha Strike because I played a 10K game to Christmas of 2018, and that was 20,000 points of mechs, tanks, artillery vehicle, lambs, dropships, and boats, and hovercraft. And it literally took 2 hours to move everything before the dice even hit the table. So to streamline it with 40 on 40 in 2.5 hours, yeah, I think that would work a lot
Right.
faster.
Yeah, but even still, this is going to be a pretty large game. You know, I'm pretty excited to see how it goes. of course, we're going to have hiccups and problems along the way. But I think we've done quite a bit to try to limit that. I know we're talking about trying to do at least one, maybe even as much as two practice games of Warhand. We might even try to broadcast those, or at least a little bit of those games, just so people can kind of see what's to come. Now, those people that do want to be sponsored, we'll try to make mention before and after of our practice games. Make mention of those companies that did choose the sponsors. Right now, we have two that have officially bought in. We have D4 Gaming here in New Orleans. I'm sorry, D4 Cafe. And they are going to be providing us with lunch. And then we have Plus One Gaming, who has bought in as well to be a sponsor.
I'm just trying to get this lighting thing to work. Don't mind me. Oh, whatever.
No, we haven't. Aries Miniatures. We have not reached out to them yet.
Okay, well, definitely shoot
Definitely have to put that on our list of people to contact. Thank you for the suggestion. We greatly appreciate it.
Enough money with them. I should, reach out personally.
Yeah, they do discount Battletech store. Well, that's cool. Personally, I always try to shop as local as possible. So if any of my local stores, I try to get from them. However, I have been known to venture online to buy gaming supplements, or just whatever I can. Unfortunately, with a child, my funds for games has become very, very limited. So haven't bought much in a while. But cool, thank you for that suggestion. We'll definitely have to put that on there.
Yeah.
I know we're still looking for some tech for the event. We need another webcam or two. Javon, what was it that we're looking for? I know you're handling most of that.
So basically what we have is we have two professional editing rigs that are set up ready to go for live streaming, but I don't own enough monitors. I only use, my TV and my small side monitor like I'm doing right now. I have two monitors running. But for the event, it would be great if a local business or somebody just says, hey, I have this HDMI capable monitor I don't need, and they just put it in a box and ship it to us. And if you DM us here or to use Alpha Strike Gmail account, or use my travel with Montague, my Montague travel email, or Facebook or wherever, we'll be more than happy to accept the tech. The needs we have is one more standing light, and I'm going to reach out to a local Best Buy or photography shop and say they want to either lend it to us or just donate it to us. Hey, Eric, monitors, at least 16 to 18 inches. A 12-inch monitor is not really going to cut it for all the windows and tabs we're going to have open. The other issue is that we need monitors that are either HDMI or DVI1 or DVI plus positive connections, because that's what all the video cards are using. We need 1, 2, 3, 4 webcams that not all of them need to have mics, but just work. 1080p minimum. I have one, and I'm going to take that one with me, but we wanted to have it to where people could.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. Thank you, Eric. Really appreciate it. Looking to get multiple angles of the fight. The other technical piece is that a boom stick, basically a boom rig for a mic, so we can drop it over the table, but it's not on camera, so that we can respond and hear questions and comments from players or people watching. And one more green screen.
That's what it's really for. Because who doesn't like to listen to gamers bicker about things while they play? That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So that's what I have on the main list. A secondary list, maybe I think I can dig up a cheap keyboard and a mouse. We don't need anything too complicated. The other thing we're trying to do is get someone that wants to sponsor a software package for us. The package is 120 bucks just so we have background effects. So graphic artists that I know personally in San Antonio donated some backgrounds. Let me pull them up. I'm going to throw them in my virtual background so y'all can get a feel for what we're trying to do. It's on the desktop. I'm looking for it right. So here's one of his sets of panoramics. And so I couldn't use it. Why not? Oh, sadness. Oh, there it is. So if you look at my background, we have at the very top, we have the night sky run. We have the desert going, an afternoon shot. We have the midday desert, and then we have the clear sky desert, which is across my shirt. But the software package has all the backgrounds animated, so when we're adding the special effects, the missiles, the explosions, and all of that, it'll be easy to work with. Let me get the other set out. And my computer's slowly loading it. But yeah, one of the things that I was asked to mention on the video is what I'm running. So the tech setup in the short version is we're going to have someone that is taking the live recorded footage, adding special effects, and is rendering and uploading to my YouTube channel as the game is ongoing. So basically, even though we're kicking off live at 9 o'clock, the special effects add-ons, the explosion sound effects that we don't have, that's another software sponsorship we're asking for. We will have people in the back office of the event location adding the special effects, adding the explosions, making it somewhat like a instant replay with actual special effects. So with that, this is the last software set. So you have a mountain, you have Hong Kong, you have the Frost Planet, and then you have the World War II burned out trench line.
Oh, those are pretty cool backgrounds. Yeah, I can't wait to see what gets done with them.
Yeah. So Ships in the Night is probably going to be the urban background, which is Hong Kong right here. But if we get the software package, we can add a moon, we can add shooting stars, ships crashing, all the bells and whistles, effectively producing mini movies throughout the event. So with that, that's the tech needs. Again,
and then the other part of what we need for sponsorship is, of course, promoting the event. Is paying for advertising to help advertise the event. But of course, every person that we ask them to please simply like the Alpha Strike for Angels page and share the page with their friends and encourage their friends to check it out and like and share as well. That's one of the biggest, and honestly, so far that's been our primary way of spreading the news is simply just liking and sharing everything that we do. And we've gotten a pretty decent amount of people to do so. But the more we can get the community, people like you or people like anyone, to do that, that helps us reach out further and further. Like you said, you just happen to stumble across it on the Battletech page. That's great. You say, hey, let me check this out. And there's been several other people that just happen to come across it just by chance from us liking and sharing it from someone else. They happen to see and they say, hey, we want to check this out. And one of our sponsors, that's how one of our sponsors, hey, I happen to hear about this. Let me you know, I want to see what I can do. What can we work out? Um,
Someone left a comment on one of the Facebook groups. Ryan Curry.
oh yeah, he was saying he's so
Busy.
happy. Great to see folks enjoying BattleTech. Yeah, BattleTech is not dead. BattleTech has never died. I don't think BattleTech has ever died. It's gone dormant for a while. But I don't think BattleTech has or ever will die. You know, I think it's going to be one of those games that will always have fans, and the fans will introduce it to the next generation in some way, shape, or form. Even for years when it wasn't in production, you still had people finding ways to play it. Um, and especially things like MechWarrior, the MechWarrior computer games, MechWarrior Online. And there's rumors that James Cameron wants to do a MechWarrior movie.
Let that stay a rumor. I have mixed feelings about you.
Right, right. Who knows? But as long as it is a rumor that circulates on the internet, it can bring up interest for the true Mech Warrior, which is BattleTech. You know, as long as that is, people will always want to look up what the heck is this Mech Warrior movie people are talking about. Oh wait, this is BattleTech. This, you know, and that's how those things work. Um, cool. Um,
So, Eric, do you have
yeah,
any questions, any thoughts about what factions we picked?
Especially with how thick her hair is.
Did someone have a question?
well, I think Erica's. I don't know if.
Oh, no, I heard a voice. I didn't know if it was Eric because on my screen.
Oh
Eric
no, I'm
was
sorry.
me.
You probably heard my wife in the background.
Okay.
Yeah, you know how that goes. Um, trying to see.
But the only other comment, the only other question I have is, why Word of Blake? Everyone needs a favorite bad guy. And
Everyone needs a favorite bad guy, huh?
yeah, common denominator bad guy. Growing up with Battletech, everyone had their favorite faction. Everyone's a Davian fanboy or a space otaku Kurita or the sneaky Liao or whatever. But with the Battletech Jihad timeline, what made it unifying everyone's hatred was the Word of Blake for all the in-universe damage that they caused. So I'm going to really enjoy playing as the bad guy.
Yeah, I can't say I really had a favorite faction. Back when I was playing BattleTech regularly, I liked the clans more, because they just, I think their technology was better, so it made for more superior mechs. So that's what we usually played. But even still, I didn't really have too much of a favorite clan. Um, for me, at that young age, it was mostly all about the carnage. Just get in there. I don't care what faction I'm playing. Let's just fight and blow each other up. Although I did really like Ghost Bear. That was one of my. I would have to say Ghost Bear was probably one of my more favorites.
Yeah, man. Ghost Bear is always a favorite faction because you had MechWarrior Ghost Bear Legacy, and it was just like, oh, you got to play the Ghost Bear House Kurita Alshane skirmish battle. You got to crush around the inner universe as a Ghost Bear.
Yeah.
Pilot a Kodiak. Who didn't like piloting a Kodiak?
Right. Come on. Exactly. Who doesn't like a Kodiak?
And I
Jade
have one that you get to
was
play with.
another super popular one, but I didn't like. I felt everyone liked Jade Falcon, so I'm like, I'm not gonna. No, I don't want to be with that. I'm not jumping on that bandwagon.
I was never on a J Falcon bandwagon.
No, well, that's something. And then Davian Steiner was the other big popular Innosphere group that everyone, again, I think everyone was a part of, or everyone liked. And I'm like, again, I'm not joining it just simply because it's the biggest. Yeah, as far as Innosphere, I never picked a favorite that I really cared one way or another.
As a GM, I had to have factions ready for my players to take contracts again and play the op for. So I fell in love with different quirks of each house and learned to play to the strengths and weaknesses of each house.
Yeah, yeah, that's always really cool. That was really cool. Yeah, again, when first learning to play BattleTech, you don't really you learn this much of the world, this much of the universe, and then the more you get into it, the more you play, and you realize, oh wow, they're all the factions, they're not just all equal. Um, they're so diverse in their tactics and in the mechs that they use. Um, so much even the clan, especially the clan, they had very specific tactics that they used and that they found honorable and ways to use them, and that they would not do certain things. So in typical BattleTech games, so you didn't have to necessarily go by those tactics, but when you started doing the role playing aspect of it, then you definitely need to do that, because then you had repercussions if you didn't. And even so, even if you wanted to try to play faction on faction, there were certain mechs that were used, certain mechs that weren't used. And it just makes for a more interesting, more flavorful game. So I definitely understand that.
Yeah. And just for the record, Ghost Bears hate Word of Blade. They are not using clan tactics. They are opening up the can of beat down.
Yeah. Yes, they were. Honestly, one of my favorite units was the Elementals. The pretty much power armor is really what that was. I used to love to use those in a game. Any chance I got to play or use them, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Um, so yeah, Eric, do you have any questions for us? Any you've left several comments, and we greatly appreciate that. We'll definitely look into those things. Um, I'm getting an alert on my phone. I don't know why I'm not getting it on Facebook. Oh, that's why. Let's see.
Yeah. Eric, have you seen the Master Unit List website and how it works for building your sheets and factions? Oh yeah, he's seen it. Yeah. Cool. Well, I'll do. They'll definitely drop all of the links in the. Never mind. He's an expert.
Yeah, yeah. He's got. I've been playing for 35 years. Yeah. Um. Jesus. Wow. That's incredible. Day one. Yeah. No, I started playing when I was about. I was probably around 10 or 12. Over 600 minutes. Wow. Um. Yeah, I was about 10 to 12 when I started playing. Um. It was my cousin that introduced me to the game, and him, my cousin, myself, and my brother would start playing on Sundays, and um, then we found out about the game store, and we started going there on Saturdays to play BattleTech. They had a decent sized group of probably 8 to 12 people that showed up regularly on Saturdays to play BattleTech. Some very fond memories, lots of good times there. Lots of wasted Saturdays playing BattleTech.
Oh, we got another one. We got a Rohan Spillman. Wow, 600 mechs. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
That's incredible.
I got
Yeah.
close to 500. I did a massive inventory getting ready for this event.
I have about 4 that are still left. Um, I sold off a lot of things quite some time ago.
Cool. And I just got a message that someone wanted to join, but he has a previously scheduled event when we do the next Q&A.
Oh, that's okay. We'll be doing hopefully we'll be doing other live streams every week, every other week. Um, maybe every other week for now until next month. And then
Okay,
we'll try to
cool.
do something every week to help promote the event.
Yeah, I started playing BattleTech when I was 7. I think that's when Crescent Hawk's Inception first came out on Commodore 64. My dad's friend had it on Amiga, and that was my first exposure to the BattleTech universe. And then
Oh, wow.
middle school, 6th grade, it was Crescent Hawk's Revenge. I played my first BattleTech game in 1991 or 2 on the table with minis. And then, it was a cascade effect from there. So, yeah, and everyone starts their BattleTech journeys differently. Like, I was such a Steiner fanboy because of the Crescent Hawk's Inception and Revenge game, and then I was like, House Kurita's not that bad. They got to fight the Smoke Jaguar, so I was really anti-clan for a minute. Then it's like, oh. Then they came out with books about all the different clan factions, so I'm like, Diamond Sharks.
Diamond Sharks. Wow. Yeah. Right.
We take your money.
Free World Season.
And free and
Yeah.
I got into House Marik really, really late in the game. I want to say about 2008, 2009, when I started playing Op 4 House Marik, and it was just easy to throw Thunderbolts and Orions and Cyclopses at people and boggle them down in heavy metal and drive them insane. It's like they just keep coming. I'm like, yeah, we are the knockoff Space America Steiner forces, yeah.
That was always cool.
But faction-wise, with the lore and everything, the way the universes continue to progress, House Marik, you literally ends up with the in-game universe's largest warship fleet, and as Eric said, they are the arms dealer of the universe. And I recently read a snippet that the Diamond Sharks set up a technology exchange agreement before the Dark Ages. So House Marik literally can sell you the cheapest Locust, or they can sell you the most upgraded clan mech.
That's crazy. I had a good friend of mine who is all about House Kurita, and that was probably like my influence of, well, they like it, so I'll like it. That kind of thing, especially when you're that young, young. Anyone you find that's you look up to that says, oh yeah, I like this, and you automatically, well, guess what, I like it too. But that's really cool. I really should look into more of the universe because it was such a wonderful universe. It really is.
Started.net has everything you could ever want. Cool. All right. Well,
wait, we have
got a few more minutes. If there's no other questions, I just wanted to drop the link for the YouTube channel really quick and the Instagram page, so that way people can keep up with the event. Because I'm going to be making commercials and announcements. I'll post them to Facebook. But just wanted to share. And if you follow me on Mecha Madness on Instagram, I have been working on a lighted up building, but I do not know if we'll be able to work out the camera logistics in the dark room and roll dice and see what's going on. So I don't think that's going to be possible, but some of the terrain pieces that Jesse has awesomely helped paint will be good to go.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
different
and I've
events.
got more. I've got some more of the buildings. I got to get back on painting them. I've taken a small hiatus from break from painting for the moment. But really, again, the biggest thing. Thank you for joining us. Before we go, I know we just have a few more minutes left. Thank you for joining us, and please check out the Alpha Strike for Angels Facebook page. Like it and share it with your friends, and please encourage them to help us out. Um, this is for something that is near and dear to my heart. And again, Javon, I know that's something that's very important to you, really, to help families who have children that have been affected by serious disease, life-threatening illnesses. Last week we had Mark Furman, who's the executive director, on, and he was telling us about all the wonderful things that they do, and all the wonderful things that they are able to do because of these donations that they get through charity events like this or through their own events. They told us that they were able to give 150 what was it 150 kids were able to have Christmas because of them. This past year, the families that just wouldn't have gotten anything, been able to get anything for their kids, they were able to give um, for their Christmas through the donations, um, and just all the really great work that goes into it. Being able to help the families, help take some of some of the stress off of them, and ease their minds. At least give them one fewer thing, one less thing to have to worry about. Um, So please, also again, check out the Alpha Strike for Angels page. Check out Angels Place Charity. That's the charity that we're benefiting. I'm sorry if I haven't mentioned that.
Yeah, I was gonna wrap that up for you, Jesse.
Oh, okay, you're always better at that. I just ramble on and on for too much.
No,
So
the short version is that we are looking for donations for the charity. We're doing this as a charity event. It's not going to our pockets. It's not going to our families. It's not going to anything. Any technology or equipment is donated. If the company wants it back, they just don't want it at all. We'll pass it on to someone less fortunate. The monitors, the only thing I really want are the monitors. Webcams, all the extra stuff will be donated. But any financial, like you don't want to sponsor equipment, you don't want to feed us, we will give you the direct link to Angel's Place so you can send your donations there. If you want to make a sponsorship donation, which is the equipment, food, snacks, you have a small business, we have a listing and a price sheet if you want to be mentioned, like just with Patreon. You want to have your name listed in the comments. We're going to be reading the comments at the end of each round. So at the 2.5 hour mark, we're going to start the ending credits as we're wrapping up the game, discussing what happened. But if you wanted to make a $5 donation, $10 donation, we'll definitely mention you in the closing credits, pre-recorded, so that way we can prep and move to the next round. When we have our halftime, which will be about, I want to say lunch, we're going to sit down and the people that contributed over 50 or 60 bucks, we're going to say, hey, thank you for your shirt, whether it's your local business, whether it's your art page, whatever it is, we just want to give you a shout out for contributing to the happiness and well-being of a child. Angel's Place, again, is the St. Jude's of New Orleans. Basically, they go to hospitals. A parent has to go to talk to a doctor, but there's no one to sit with the child. Angel Place will send their specially trained personnel out there to keep the child company. Not only that, throughout the year, they normally, pre-COVID, they would have multiple charity events. That way they can provide school supplies, meals for families, gasoline cards for parents that are driving from Mississippi to New Orleans for one of the many clinics and services that their children need. So because COVID is happening and we can't have those large group gatherings anymore, this is the event that we can help give back to the community.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Had completely forgotten. It's not just New Orleans based. Well, whether it is based in New Orleans, but they help people throughout Louisiana and also help people in the Gulf region of Mississippi and Alabama. Um, because this is Children's Hospital here in New Orleans is one of the larger children's hospitals. So a lot of patients kids get flown in, have to get driven in for different treatments from everything from cancer, leukemia, all sorts of things. And they are able to provide services and help, even if it's just having one of their trained professionals go sit with the child, play games, or just talk to the child while the parent goes talk with the doctor, or while the parent goes and gets something to eat, is able to take a short nap from having to be with the child for all that time. They're able to do that. And yes, because of COVID, a lot of their fundraisers have diminished. They're not doing nearly as many. So this live stream event, could hopefully be a big deal for us, and for them. And we're hoping to do these things at least annually. And we've even talked about 2 different times throughout the year that we may do some type of event like this. So yeah, the equipment that we're looking to get is not something that we're just looking to sit and stockpile or have in our possession just for fun. Um, if it's donated to us and we can keep it, great. It will go to use again for the specific purposes of posting another charity event. Um, if it's something that you want back, we'll give it back. We can auction it off to help raise more money for the charity, because like Javon was saying, we're also going to hold a auction after the event for some of the buildings and I think some of the mechs. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the other ways that we're going to be donating is that through my eBay account, some of the mechs that I'm painting up are specifically just for this event. Some of the forces I'm printing up are just for this event. And one of the other sponsorships that I'm going to start working on tomorrow is I'm going to hand out letters to local Office Max, Office Depots, and businesses. But what will happen is that the Alpha Strike cards that come in the Battletech, I moved my cards, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I'm going to ask a local copy place to just print out our card sheets. That way you can say, hey, look, the message they use in an event, I can buy those off of eBay and have them in my personal collection, and you'll be buying someone else's work, someone else's creativity as part of your favorite fan universe, but the money that you're spending will benefit a family in need. And I think that's one of the best feelings in the world, is like, hey, I got something I wanted, but I'm giving you a moment of peace, a moment of brevity, a moment of space. And I think a lot of parents, especially me being an educator and dealing with all the issues of kids, COVID, being in school, being virtual, being hybrid, being back in school, being out of school, and getting COVID tested all the time. I think that moment of donation, that even if it's $10, even if it's, $10 to some people is like, oh, it's $10. To a family that's struggling to make ends meet, that is a week of gas. That's milk, bread, and sandwich meat. That is everything that they need to make it through that painful moment in their lives, and you're giving it to them to make it easier. So that's why I'm really happy to be a part of it.
Right. I've always said that, people always say, oh, it's not a lot of money, but it's always a lot of money. It's never a lot of money until it becomes your money. Oh, $10 isn't that much money. Well, fine, then put up $10. Well, suddenly it is a lot of money. And for these people that don't have it, that $10 really is a lot of money. Even a $10 gas card that they can get, a $10, $20 gift card to McDonald's. He said that they have, so that way the family, the siblings can get lunch while they're in the cafeteria, or while the person is there in the hospital and they just are tired of the cafeteria food. Gives them a chance to say, hey, we can go pick up McDonald's, we can go pick up Raising Cane, or Popeyes or something, you know, to just give them a little bit of comfort in that hard time.
So to wrap this up, we are going to put out a schedule of Q&As and announcements. I'm going to design a flyer. I'm going to post it up to my Instagram page. I'll post it to Alpha Strike for Angels. And I'm going to also, the flyer, I'm going to make a postcard. And if you want it, so you can share it with people, I'm going to put QR codes on it. that can link you to the charity, can link you straight to the PayPal donation, all of that. And if you want one, just shoot us a message and we'll be more than happy to provide it to you.
Yep. All right, so I think we're about out of time. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Again, Alpha Strike for Angels. We're benefiting the Angels Place charity here in New Orleans. Please go to the Facebook page, like, follow, and share it. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you want to participate, help out in any way, please reach out to us. We're looking for sponsors, and the Angels Place charity is always looking for donations. So thank y'all so much for joining us. We really appreciate this. So y'all have a good night, and we will see y'all soon.